Hello and welcome to part 3 in my video series on creating special effects in After Effects in Premiere. In the first video, we created a sphere in After Effects. It looks like this. This was created by a student in my class today. And you can see that everything shatters off very nicely. The second piece of the puzzle is where we create text that animates in and then shatters out. And that's in the second video where we talk about how to keyframe text. Okay, so we got those two parts. And then everyone should, if you're watching this video, you should have located your green screen video. Okay, and in this case, here's one that I've chosen. This is Miss Sankey. Some of the students did some wild and crazy things in front of the green screen today, but that's okay. Miss Sankey is just smiling and doing a great job. So there it is. All right, so we've got 3 pieces, and I'm going to go into Premiere. This is going to be our final project. So if you would please save this as, let's call it final project underscore your last name. How's that? So in your work folder, mine would be final project underscore Beck. And the next step then is to go ahead and do File, Import, and let's grab those 3 pieces of the puzzle and let's put them together, okay? So here we go. I've got all 3. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the movie, okay? I'm going to drag it onto Video 2, all right? You'll notice that it isn't scaled right now, so I'm going to right-click and I'm going to choose Scale to Frame Size right here. That's going to scale our video down so it fits the frame. And we're going to use chroma key. So in order to find chroma key, you type in CHROMA. There's our chroma key effect, and I'm going to grab it and drag it onto that video clip. So all of our effects can be keyframed and worked with over here and adjusted. I'm going to grab the eyedropper, and I'm now going to tell chroma key what color to key out. All right. And so by clicking there, we've got 0% on all these numbers. We need to increase those. So I'm going to increase similarity, and I'm going to increase blend. And I'm going to increase threshold. And I'm going to take the similarity up a little more. And this green screen did a pretty good job. So basically what I've done now is I've managed to key that color green right out there. Okay? And I don't see much of a glow around Sydney there at all. So that's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so you should have applied the chroma key effect, and you should have a nice black background. If you're having a problem applying the chroma key, ask. I'll help you adjust some of these numbers and get it right. Take a look at what I've got. 26, 20, 27. All right, if your numbers are close to that and you've selected green, you should have an effect pretty similar. Okay, so the next step is we're going to take our sphere, and I'm going to drag it down to video timeline 1. All right, and it's going to now appear behind Sydney. That sphere looks kind of big, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to scale it down. So I'm going to click on that clip here, and I'm going to come up to the very top where it says motion, and I'm going to start with scale, and I'm going to scale it down by sliding it to the left. And I'll go ahead and I'll do the position. I'll take it up a little bit, and I'll move it over. Okay, so now we've got our special effect off to the side, hovering just like that. Okay. The next step is pretty simple. We're going to grab our text and we're going to move it in. All right, and let's just see what it looks like. All right, and you can see that text, I kind of wonder if that's okay. Nope, not quite. So I'm going to, once again, I'm going to grab the scale on the text this time. I'm going to go to motion and I'm going to scale it down. And I'm going to move it over to the right as well. Okay. And I'll go ahead and I'll move it up like that. Okay. So it's now going to appear after the shatter effect. All right. Now we have a little bit of a problem here. And that problem is, check it out, when this thing shatters, you see how, now look at that. You can see the square. Okay. And that's something that we really didn't compensate for in part 1, but we can compensate now. Over on the left, I'm going to type in, and I'm going to look for an effect called feather. All right, and it says edge feather. And I'm going to drag edge feather over, and I'm going to drop it on to the clip here. And here's our edge feather effect and the amount. I'll go ahead and I'll drag it up until I get a nice feather there, and it'll kind of help. You know, at this point, as it shatters off into space, you see, you get a nice feathered effect around the edge instead of that hard edge, and I think that looks a little nicer. So let's go ahead and see if we need to do that in our other video. And yeah, I don't know. Let me see. I'm gonna clip through it here. Yeah, we've got a hard edge, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab edge feather and I'm gonna put it there as well. I'm gonna grab the amount and adjust it upward so I get a nice feathered effect on that as well. Okay, and so what we've done now is we've chroma keyed it out and we've applied our special effect in the background. And you can see, okay, so check this out. This is kind of important. The video and the words are finished, and we've still got a clip where the student is standing there and it's black and nothing is happening. So I'm going to grab the razor blade, okay, and I'm going to chop off the remaining section of the student video. I'm going to choose Ripple Delete, all right, and now everything ends together, all right. The last step in my class is to choose File, Export, Movie. And I'll go ahead and I'm going to pause the video now and show you the finished product. And here we are with our final video after I've gone through and allowed it to render. It looks something like this. We've got a simple promo for our television stream that will play in between clips, and it says, "You are watching KMSN." Simple enough. And that video is only about 10-15 seconds. So there we go. If you've got that, that's a finished product. And thanks. I hope you learned something from watching this. Look for my next tutorial. I don't know what that will be on, but I'm sure I'll think of something. So thanks for watching.